Yes, women were weird and fragile, which made them entirely scary. He slammed on the table with his big hand. Ooh, his big yaoi hands. Kind of want to suck on those big yaoi hands, maybe? Hands were on the table, ready to get violent. His hands do not look ready to get violent. Look at those tiny woman hands. He does not look like he would fare well in a fight. Oh my god, look at those woman hands. They're nothing compared to this stranger's big yaoi hands. Hi guys, I just want to take a second to thank all my patrons here who have donated to me. No matter how much they've donated to me, it really means a lot to me. And if you guys want, you can check out my Patreon and help support me continue to make yaoi videos. Thanks guys. Hi guys, welcome back to another new series on the channel. This time we're playing, I don't know how to pronounce this, Leodetable Institute? No clue how to pronounce this. But, this game has looked really interesting and unique, and I've sort of wanted to play it for a while, but I just never did for some reason. I didn't even realize there was a demo out until actually very recently, because I'm an idiot. But please, just this once. Oh god, stay alive! Very ominous. I won't let anyone hurt you? Oh my god. This is really creepy. My heart raced. Faster, harder than before. All shadows and dimensions slowly faded in my eyes. The wind slamming against the floors and walls sounded as though it was laughing. Gravels and ashes were splattered in a line. A long metallic object was hurling towards my stomach. And then red water splashed over the light. Cadaver? My body fell. There was not even a single muscle I could move. Are we cadaver? Like a cadaver? My ears were buzzing due to the strong impact on my head, but I could hear the breathing of my attacker. I remember every second of that day. I know I had no choice but to regret. I opened my eyes, struggling to find the coward who struck me from behind. A pair of feet stepped to the side of my head. It was a man. Ha! Ha! It's been 10 years too early for you to escape from me, brat. I did not know that voice. I did not even understand what he was saying. He was speaking in this unintelligible southern drawl, and the reason as to why he was chasing after me, another pain crawled from the left side of my stomach. This groan sounded as though it did not come from my mouth. It sounded so foreign in my ears. Everything became even more excruciating all of a sudden. My voice heightened, causing a sharp pain in my throat and ears. That man pulled his sword heartlessly. You idiotic weed. Still won't listen to me, huh? He growled while sheathing his sword back on his right waist. Who? I coughed hard. I couldn't. My vocal cords would not listen to me. Insolent thief. I'll make you regret for attacking me. In a flash, I saw a circle of light under his feet. No, the circle was under me. Buzzing noises along with the string of words I didn't understand made me feel as though I was in a dimension not here. What was this light? I did not understand any of this. No. Stop it. I plead. Please. Don't do it! Wow, we are on some kind of drug trip. Oh my god. Okay. We can save there, I guess. Manch City, Taylor Street. Summer. Good afternoon, sir. May I have your time? There's a hole on your pouch. Would you be interested in having it repaired? Ah, the young master over there. Do you need a new pouch? The pouches we made are the best in Orleans. Excuse me. Oh wait, no. We're Adri. Okay, I see. Welcome, sir. Interested in some tailoring? A new pouch, maybe? The pouches we made are the best in Orleans. I wonder if it's a handcraft shop or a bag tailor shop. You made great accessories. I apologize. These bracelets are not for sale. Would you be interested in having this pouch? We received a new additional buttons from Ophia's Kingdom. Buttons, huh? Can I take a look at the satchel? Mine's needing absolute upgrades. Absolutely, sir. If you'll excuse me for a moment. Are we blind? His eyes are closed. The merchant's hand was feeling every pouch in the shelves carefully before he pulled out a medium-sized one. After cleaning up the dust on it discreetly, he showed an item to his customer. The young male's lips turned loop-sided. The young male's lips turned loop-sided smile as if nervous. Audrey simply shrugged and pushed the edge of the product towards him. Is this the one you're looking for? This item is made of waterproof threads, and it's usually worn by travelers, made using acromantula silk and dragon's inner skin. It's a bit pricey then. You got dragon skin, I'll take it. How much is this? 500 coins, sir. That's dirt cheap. You know what? I think you've done great to be able to woven this tough material to acromantulas. Everyone else would triple the price to get such quality. No wonder your products are the best known across the country. Is this kid for real? Is he some kind of appraisal trainee or something? I need to tread carefully. Sweet talk or be humble? Are we trying to get like more money? If we sweet talk, do we get more money? Is that the suggestion? Yeah, I'll try to get that money. Appropriate for an ascending lord like you, sir. And that would be good, a good guess. How do you know I'm a lord? Anyone wearing stupidly expensive robes to go to a muddy market is obviously spoiled, arrogant conglomerate's offspring. Duh. Being blind, so he is blind. Being blind has enabled me to detect more than normal people can. From the moment you come, I feel greatness from you, young lord. Audrey's face stayed the same without giving out the lie. It was a public street that everyone loved to be praised. He assumed that the boy came from amongst the nobility, and pleased to know he was correct. If he had met another merchant, he would not be greeted by the same friendliness as Audrey's. An overly eager to please merchant, me. After the customer was sure of his choice, he paid with absolute delight. Audrey almost laughed out loud. If the boy continued to act that way, he would be eaten alive with all of his money gone in less than a month. The boy would not even notice it. In this city of Manch, every person related to nobilities and royalness were not welcomed. Oh no, sir. Their unfair acts and policies were the ones giving birth to such hatred from the people. What Audrey did to him, just a small revenge towards the big-headed people he could afford legally. The boy with expensive clothes then left with a satisfied expression, while Audrey listened carefully with his every footsteps until it's covered by other transactions nearby. The city of Monch was one of the trade cities in the kingdom of Orleans, or so what Audrey had heard. From what his friends had told him, living here was not so different from any other trade cities, with merchants and travelers coming back and forth before reaching the capital city, Aliens. The market was filled to the brim. Besides being a merchant, thievery was a side job for the children of the streets of Monch. Soil could partake in. It was an A-OK for children who weren't taken by the merchant doing odd jobs in Audrey's dictionary. The least chosen jobs were when men and women alike would be taken away by the merchants, sold as slaves and prostitutes. Audrey shuddered to even be reminded. Those line of jobs had been addicting and still scorned upon. These kind of people were multiplying as seasons come by without any interference from the kingdom. Not many could escape from such destiny without falling even further, even if their reason was survival. Audrey was blessed for being able to escape from it. As a resident of Monch, Audrey often heard about things that needed visualization to experience. He was blind no matter how he acted. He could only use his imagination to conjure up how life would be like outside this town, as well as how difficult it would be on journey. People tended to forget his unfortunate condition when talking to him, or simply ignore him altogether. Not so fun time for Audrey. Audrey owned a store where he sold bags and pouches, which was counted as promising both in life and love, if he ever thought of looking for one. However, he didn't really wish for anything except to live peacefully with his family. I'm sure some bulking, hulking man will fall in love with soon. Forget to mention how he's most likely to marry someone with a penis between their legs. As crude as I can be, I like being a bachelor, not so many strings attached and all that rubbish. Indeed, life was hard at the outskirts of Monch, especially for those without a firm resolve. Audrey would have ended up with some poor woman he would not be able to love years ago. Yes, women were weird and fragile, which made them entirely scary. Completely different from men, which mostly resolved around surviving and making heirs. Audrey still didn't understand one bit about ladies, okay? Women were weird and fragile, made them so scary. Like, what the heck? That's a little weird. He wanted to be left alone with his brothers and sisters. No, his brothers and sister. Speaking of being alone, Audrey detected a familiar light. Oh, he's kind of cute, but I think he's too young for us, isn't he? Audrey saw Darren running approximately 2 blocks away. He looks young, I think. In the boy's hands was a paper bag containing bread in a variety of sizes. Meanwhile, chasing behind his foster brother was a man which was wearing some sort of long robe. It appeared that Darren's stealing attempt was not as successful as 4 days ago, and Audrey assured the boy would soon come to him for help. 10, 9, 8. Darren managed to reach the main road where he was crawling under the table of Mr. Ode, the butcher, before running like a cat to Audrey's direction. His brother sought help, which making Audrey smiled inwardly. Darren whistled briefly from table to table. Audrey pulled a chair, then settled down on it while he put down the bracelet as natural as possible. The one who was chasing Darren hadn't stepped into the street. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here. But brother. Huh? Oh my gosh. Wait, can I make the dialogue disappear for a second? I don't know how. Pressing H isn't doing it. Neither is right click. Oh no, I skipped the dialogue. God damn it. I pressed escape trying to see if that'd bring up a menu. I wanted to get a full look at him hiding down here. God. What are the controls? I don't know. He took one long and hard breath before curling and tightly hugging the pouch. I can't imagine what it would be. Maybe there isn't one. I don't know. The blind man keeps his blank face as if nothing had happened in a quick minute. Thank you, Audrey, the boy whispered, scowling at his aching feet. Hide. The passerby gave him a look but said nothing. They understandably walked away from obvious troublemakers. Not long afterwards, a hooded man donned in a brand new expensive cloth came asking on every single merchant, "Did you see a boy around this height bringing a paper bag?" However, not one of them would tell him anything. It had been a silent rule they agreed on. None may speak a thing if they happen to witness this kind of petty thievery. Eventually, the man with expensive cloth arrived at Audrey's store, his jaw clenched in anger. Audrey examined the victim with his sight. The man might be a couple centimeters taller from him, which was why the blind man was taken aback. Not that Audrey's face showed any emotion. His face was hidden under his hood, and by some sort of collar on his clothes, adorned with a pair of silver. The merchant detected malice in every breath the man's light, disgusted but controlled. To act out of courtesy, Audrey humbly nodded at the man, hopeful not to be found guilty. He expected the victim to shout, but not growling as he's doing right now. How may I help you? Hey, did you see a boy with a paper bag? He just ran this way. A sly smile graces the tailor's face. My apologies, sir. I have no idea someone came this way. I am but a blind tailor. Please ask the other merchants. The victim growled low again. It was not harsh enough to make Audrey flinch. Audrey rose an eyebrow, then sneered. Blind tailor? How did you even work if you're blind? Are you making fun of me, huh? The tailor stayed completely still, waiting the man to either talk again or leave. He did none. Obviously sensing something awful was about to happen, Audrey threw his composure away as he barked a laugh condescendingly. I ask, how may I help you? The rude action gained a reaction out of the strange man. He slammed on the table with his big hand. Ooh, his big yaoi hands. Kind of want to suck on those big yaoi hands, maybe? Ew. Do not try to fool me. He's just oddly capitalizing a few words in that sentence. All the bags Audrey had just arranged fell down, and Darren further sank himself behind the shadows in surprise, annoyed. His method was very suspicious. Does he like the baguettes that much? Or could it be that he hid something precious in it? Wait, what? Okay, I see. Because he stole baguettes? No matter, I don't need his reason. This guy is ruining my shop. Sir, if you're not planning to buy anything, please do not ruin my goods. Audrey's voice sounded clear and threatening while his hands were on the table, ready to get violent. His hands do not look ready to get violent. Look at those tiny woman hands. He does not look like he would fare well in a fight. Oh my god, look at those woman hands. They're nothing compared to this stranger's big yaoi hands. Scared, his brother tugged at the end of Audrey's trousers. It made Audrey's anger subside. Taking a deep breath, Audrey donned an empty expression. Here's the deal, redhead. You can keep your trash away. What I want to know is if you notice a boy this height. I don't need to hurt you. You? Hurt me? I'm sorry, sir. Threatening a fragile, incapacitated blind man doesn't look good for your hide. Without any second thoughts, Audrey whistled once. It was a long whistle, and some of the merchants stopped in their tracks, looking their way. Not that the stranger was aware of the change in atmosphere. Gah, what the hell is wrong with this place? You're all freaks. Did you see him or not? Answer me. The tailor smugly turned his nose up. Why don't you look around and see for yourself first, asshole? At that, the stranger flinched back. His face displayed more than he wanted. The merchants heard Audrey's distress signal loud and clear. The passerby also began to whisper between themselves. Mr. O, the butcher, held out his big knife, ready to walk out of his shop with his wives fully equipped. Wait, what? With his wives fully equipped? What is that? Is that supposed to be with his knives fully equipped? Or does he have several wives with whom he outfitted very sharp knives and they're gonna go kick this guy's ass? Or is that supposed to say knives? I have no idea, but the image of this guy and several wives, just a harem of wives outfitted with sharp knives, is I kind of like it. The stone merchant also took his wooden stick with a suspicious look in his face, and the street kids put their hands into their pockets. Even Diaz, the slave trader, who stood far from the scene, already sent one of his man over. Wow, even the slave trader's being a stand-up guy, huh? You've done wrong. You've all done wrong, he mumbled, mostly for his own. It's called self-defense, sir. Don't know anything. You play on a very dangerous path, Red. What? Is that supposed to be a metaphor? Audrey asked innocently, but only received a glare back. That right there will be your downfall. And just like that, he disappeared. What? Like magic? What? Huh? Is he gone? Yes, I can't feel his presence anymore. Ish, he's still near. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, now he's actually gone. What the heck? What are you talking about? Whoops. That's actually the first time you lost on feeling around. Getting old, aren't you? I fear it's more than that. Audrey whistled short and points his thumb up. Everyone returned to their original activities as though nothing had ever happened. It happened too many times to count, which only proves their protections over the younger generations. What? I thought I was going to die. A few products were rattling as Darren shoved them with one big push. He shifted next to the legs of the chair, returning the wood Audrey kicked to its original position before settling down on it. A smile is drawn on his face. This guy's super suspicious, you know, like he never stepped out of his own porch or something. He looks stupid and waving around as if he owned the place. That's why I was shocked he ran like that. The man was so fast. I can't believe there's an adult who can match my speed. Darren speaks like a rapid fire. His voice cheery and successfully melts Audrey's empty face into a gentle mess of overly protective big brother. Darren was the same as me. His origins unclear. The both of them were found and adopted by Dr. Huggins. It might be best to consider Audrey as the older and Darren as the baby brother. There were 5 mixed-match siblings in the house of Huggins: Audrey, Darren, Urea, Rudy, and Ghana. Between the children, Darren's oldest, and he felt responsible for the life of his peers. The 3 kids he helped eventually met Audrey and befriended him before actually starting to title Audrey as their big bro. After that, Audrey opened his home to shelter these children whenever they needed it. The tailor cooed at the memories and couldn't help but smile. Then I saw him dragging out this weird springy thing. It's really odd. I've got the chills and saw this liquid whipping around like crazy. No one saw it but me, though. Do you think it's... How did you end up stealing from that kind of guy? Audrey inquired while helping Darren to settle more comfortably under your shadow. The boy simply shrugged while rubbing his nose to his sleeve out of habit. Huh? I just told you. The guy looks suspicious, like the last Roger. He had this weird mask attached on his robe. He even scoffed at poor Mitchell because she had to use her feet to eat. Yo. I know what I'm doing, Audrey. My observation's still absurdly good. This wasn't the first time Darren had to seek help, but not quite often. Even though they were like siblings, Darren barely came home, choosing to be around the street to live independently, and to gather abandoned kids. At least they were able to fish and gathered fruits for themselves. Darren teach them so. He also teach these innocent children the art of light fingers. Audrey could only side with a mixed feeling of irritation and proudness. The boy gave him a major headache when the mouth of trade at its peak, but also protection for rats abandoned in the sewer. Audrey believed the actual group of thieves gave Darren an honor among thieves. They acted around these children as if they were Darren's limbs. Audrey sighed. He'd better be thankful to even survive this far. Madam Mitchell, Darren, I'm worried you're going to die if you keep that vigilante attitude. What does a bloody Leodetable even mean? I assume it means moronic actions of a self-proclaimed hero whom will die tragically. Well, at least that's what Diaz is inclined to say. My head hurts too much to try to even understand what you're saying, brother. And don't talk about him. I hate him. He's really pathetic anyway. Don't listen to him too much. Fine. I'll try to reduce the frequency. Stop with those... Can we just talk about something without really freaky words? Grinning widely, Audrey agreed. He sure liked to rile up his favorite sibling. His brothers knew they did not have the guts to fight with each other. Darren's scowl didn't take long to melt. Okay, gratefulness shall be in the line. Thank you so much, Audrey. You're really the best. Even if you can't see how much I'm grateful to have such a useful brother, you're always my favorite. Even if I can't see? Urea rubbed off on you. Good choice of topic, Darren. Audrey attempted a sardonic smile. If that's the case, I shall endeavor to keep your little ass in line. How many times do you think I helped you this past week? Only 9. Actually, I copied Mr. Ode. Urea has been too busy in the hair shop. It's summer after all. Everybody needs lighter head. Not hair shop, it's a hairdressing salon. Same thing for me. Sorry, I didn't mean... You're just... Darren's words reduced to incomprehensible mumbling. What? Oh, no need to be so nervous about talking fond of her. Urea is still my sibling too. That too, but what I meant about is saying you're unuseful brother. You're not like a tool or something for me. You're my brother. That doesn't sound right either. I don't even want to know why I'm the opposite of that, he responds pensively. Jeez, just... forget it. My point is, he took a deep breath. You're really amazing, Dree. You can notice I'm coming over here. It's really cool. You're always a step ahead from others, just like a fortune teller. Audrey smiled in silence. His hand was tapping at the bracelets on the table. It was not his wish to have this ability. If he recalled correctly, 5 years ago, Huggins found him lying in a dead end of Monche Sol, wounded and blinded. Rosary peas were found scattered around his body, which are known for its deadly effect on nausea. They assumed Audrey was a victim of homicide, but able to choke the poison out. Healer Huggins then analyzed how he was traumatized by the attack. Audrey's mind hid all of the memories and means to protect his own. He couldn't even remember his real name or where his home was. Not their common language, not their culture, not even human basic needs. They would find the man sat silently near a window, soundless and sightless, leaving over his overwhelmingly long wavy hair swept the floor. A few weeks passed, the man stayed frozen at that one place. Audrey heard he was eerily like a doll, with very bright red apple hair. Tourists came to see the mysterious nausea, much to the merchant's benefit. They titled him as a blessing from the sun. Audrey Glega. Hudgens laughed really loud, and from then on, everyone called him Audrey. Exactly 4 days after naming the victim, Audrey greeted Huggins for the first time, aware of his surroundings. Audrey's sight magically returned that morning. However, it wasn't exactly a sight everyone else has. Even with his closed eyes, Audrey can sense his surroundings based on the elements shaping them like sandcastles. He had no idea how their actual forms looked or what color they have. He couldn't even differ the beauty and ugliness of someone's face, even though he could still tell what expression they were having. Unnatural phenomenon. Huggins, the traveling healing expert, didn't know what happened to Audrey. He called it an unknown illness. Plus, Audrey needed to learn their common language. That was why he was Huggins' longest patient he had ever had to remedy. Until Audrey's ready to return to the community. Despite Huggins being the one who healed his injuries, Diaz was much more important in the next step. The one who taught Audrey how to speak and walk was Diaz. He still felt indebted to the slave trader after all these years. That's why Audrey couldn't comprehend why Darren hated his best friend. Well, he is a slave trader. That might be part of it. No matter how much he had forgotten about his first life, Audrey's today was as much as real. Every bit of irony and coincidence became what pushed Audrey to become himself. Even if it was real cheap way to run from his past, it did not matter anymore. Audrey had a family he was ready to protect. What are you doing? Huh? What's this? Trying to give us some bread? Give me that bread. Darren hung playfully while leaning against the legs of his chair as he started to divide the baguette into 6 small pieces. So childishly and dependent on his brother, Audrey's little brother was trying to make his older brother spoil him, a circle of endless pit of hell. Never once had he showed this attitude to someone else, as he always maintained a charismatic expression whenever he went. Too mature for his age, but Darren's still his... my little brother. Now I'm saved. You should play with me. Am I a babysitter now? Okay, 600 per hour. How about no? How about next time you need help, I charge ya? Darren's face turned scandalous. Money grubber. Audrey laughed in a clear tone. He ruffled the younger's head, but the offending hands slapped away. Stop that, I'm 13, not 3. Well, I haven't met 3-year-olds, Darren. You'll do. You and your straight face. Fine, whatever. He chuckled and ruffled the boy's hair again. Instead, being annoyed, the short-haired boy offered a piece of his baguette, which Audrey declined. It's been a little while now, so I think I'm gonna end this episode here. I have to get to class today, but, thank you guys for watching, and we'll pick up here, tomorrow. Bye!